It's the old Dickensian refrain, it was the worst of times, it was the best of times. I have to say that that editorial in USA Today captured for me perfectly the entire panorama of Donald Trump when they wrote, all of you know it by now, but it's so delicious I have to repeat it, that he is not fit to clean the toilets of Barack Obama's presidential library. You're not kidding. And I must say that it was terrific to see the outcome of that Alabama senatorial race. In truth, it looks as though we are at a significant change and that Donald Trump is slowly going down. Now, I thought he would go down by the end of this year and said so. I was apparently wrong. I am often wrong. But I'm sure next year is the Waterloo, because next year the Democrats will retake the House of Representatives. They have a problematic but possible chance of retaking the Senate, and Donald Trump, whether through a process of self-immolation or the Mueller inquiry or some other aspect, will undoubtedly, let us say impeachment, disappear from the scene. Thank God. And then historians years from now will wonder how the American people could ever have voted for so grotesque and greedy a caricature as Donald Trump. But there are other good things in prospect, particularly this fascinating Me Too movement, which in 2 short months has caused a cultural revolution, which is now reverberating around the world, let alone the United States. And astonishingly and with enormous significance, the voices of women are being everywhere heard. That is quite something. Now, other lesser factors are worthy of applause. Mugabe is gone from Zimbabwe. We're not sure what follows. And soon, Zuma, the president of South Africa, who many people feel is a corrupt rapist, I must say I share that view, but he too will be gone, and maybe we can restore the idealism and principles of Nelson Mandela. So as we inch out of 2017, there's some good feeling, but there's also premonitions of catastrophe. The fact of the matter is that we haven't dealt with climate change, even though the World Bank now says they won't initiate oil and gas projects any longer. President Macron of France has said specifically that we're not going to reach the targets of Paris. We're running down a road to oblivion unless the world comes to its senses. And we end 2017 with the Rohingya having been mercilessly slaughtered and raped by the Myanmar militia and military. We have a country called Yemen, which is virtually annihilated by Saudi Arabia. And we have Putin putting President Assad back into the throne in Syria. And no one cares. Not the Security Council of the United Nations, not the General Assembly of the United Nations, not the G7, not the G20, not the Commonwealth, not the Francophonie. We are watching this incredible assault on millions of humankind and no one raises a finger. I'll never understand it. But in any event, this is my last commentary of 2017, and I'm sure 2018 will usher in a kind of celestial liberation. That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.